Do you ever have those games where you're just playing through it and you think it's the most incredible gameplay? You're like, why haven't more people seen or played this? Well, I definitely have a few games on my own that I believe have been left in the dark or have incredible combat mechanics. So today, I got 5 JRPG combat systems for you guys that I think are pretty underrated. Hopefully, I could pique the interest in some of y'all. And if you need a new game to play, these are some good ones. All the time, devs are bouncing off ideas to change their combat systems for their games. So I always think it's amazing to outline certain games that just did it very damn well. And by all means, let's get into this. This first game on the list is actually very important to me. So let's get into 5 JRPG combat systems I think are pretty damn underrated. Tokyo Xanadu by Falcomm is a very interesting game, and almost like they got inspiration from Persona, but instead of the turn-based combat, they're like, let's make it like our Ys games. It's very similar in that regard, although there is some differences. This game's very basic at its core with its combat, and it's going to really rely on your reflexes and how good you can get at them. You got your basic combo, which feels pretty good to me. Now, the game is definitely more on the budget side, so sometimes it feels more stiff than other action RPGs, but to me, it feels great. Jumping around and doing the aerials as well is so much fun. Then you got your other special little combos you could throw in, which requires some magic. You're going to be jumping all around the room in this game, and it's a lot of fun. Most of the time, you're pretty much trying to get your energy back to do your super moves or your teammate's super moves, and doing that, you're going to be getting perfect dodging. You need to jump around and do your aerials to keep the combo going on the enemies, and it's just fun. A lot of the boss's telegraphed attacks are super fun to dodge. Giant explosions sometimes that'll let you just dodge through it. I absolutely love it, and the team swapping is really fun. It's like Ys 8, where every character has a certain symbol, like their element, and it'll do weakness damage to certain bosses or enemies, so you swap to your other teammate to use them real quick, and it's just like instantaneous. You could swap to them super quick, and there's just a lot of different variation with your teams. Being Falcomm, this game also has one of the best JRPG soundtracks I ever heard, so playing this game is incredibly fun, and if you've not played this game and you're looking for an action game, this is usually pretty cheap, and I can wholeheartedly recommend it. I actually adore this game. There's also a mode in the main menu where you could refight any boss you want, which gets a whole bunch of extra points for me. We should see this in every action RPG. Scarlet Nexus gets our second spot, and this game blew me away at the time, especially with the takedown animations. All of them are so well thought out and creative. This game is based on synergy. Your teammates and you are going to take down enemies all together. You get to use their superpowers and add it onto yourself. Here I got lightning added onto my normal abilities, and the way you could use telekinesis to throw objects that enemies throw at you, it's a cool, nice way to counter them. Scarlet Nexus is one of those RPGs where you have to let it build a little bit. You start out with very minimal things, and some people blow it off, but this game, by the end, is outrageous. You have every teammate where their bonds grow with you to unlock new powers that you can use of theirs, and I mean, look how cool this is. I have 3 versions of myself smacking the shit out of things. It's very creative, and you have to let it grow. When you're going through the storyline, you're going to have a lot of different mechanics to deal with. But once you start getting that flow, it is a flow. It feels so nice to just be flying around the place doing telekinesis. Very interesting and unique combat, and I just did not see enough love. There's definitely an outpouring of support for this game, but I want to see a sequel with refined combat. That would just be actually incredible. Scarlet Nexus is also an RPG that has a boss rush mode, or more so an enemy rush mode with a whole bunch of Colosseum-like stages that give you rankings, and I think this is so incredible. So again, extra points. Star Ocean: The Divine Force gets our 3rd spot, and I don't even care that this was released last year. It's underrated. There was so much love and care put into this combat system, knowing they have a smaller budget. Tries put their all to make it the best Star Ocean combat system so far, and I would definitely say it is. Duma is always mentioned, but this little robot makes the game so much fun. I know blind sides are basically another form of perfect dodges, but they went the extra way to make it super fun and interesting instead of just a normal dodge, which this game does have. So flying around, learning blind sides, and building your team is just such a joy, and the game is actually more challenging than some other JRPGs. I get a lot of comments on my Star Ocean review acknowledging that it's still difficult, and I love it because they didn't hold your hand, they let you mess around with the mechanics, and the game starts teaching you it as you go along. Star Ocean 6 also has a plethora of post-game dungeons and post-game super bosses that are actually designed with good detail and good telegraphed attacks that you have to learn. I really can't recommend this game enough to action RPG fans. You really got to give it a shot. Tales of Grace's F gets our number 4 spot, and this game is so crazy in depth, it's wild. The devs went all out on trying to make it the most unique type of combat system there is, and they succeeded in pretty much all of it, and that's the craziest part. Sometimes when there's a really unique combat system that goes outside the box, it's not always very fun at the end of the day. Sometimes there's a lot of issues. With Tales of Grace's F, this game just flows, and it's so fun to learn. It's pretty challenging to get down to because there's just so much here. This game is one of the only Tales that really highlights perfect dodging, and when you get your combo going in this game, it's almost like you're on rails, but in a good way. You have to manually input all your combos, but you start dancing and it is so smooth. You basically don't stop once you get your combo going, and that's the fun of it. Tales of Grace's F also goes outside the box with the way you level up your team. There's a cool Elith mixer that you put a bunch of items into that helps you throughout the game, and then you unlock these titles, which basically has all your skills, abilities, and stats, and I just think it is the coolest system ever. It is totally addicting. Now, I'm not going to go into every system of Tales of Grace's F because that would be an entire hour-long video on its own, which I might do. But Tales of Grace's F just has this fun dance-ness to it, where when you're playing it, you're going to be sliding around the whole area. At least that's what it's like for me. I absolutely love this game. I have over 100 hours, and I am not done with it. So if you like action combat and you like Tales games, I would totally recommend Grace's F. Unfortunately, it's stuck on the PS3, so the best idea would be to emulate it if you don't have that console, or go rage at Bandai Namco until they make a port. Now, the other games on this list are mechanically deep, very well made, and are balanced. This game isn't. Shining Resonance Reframe is just incredibly fun, and that is the most important thing with a video game, is how fun it is. Now, sometimes when you whip out the big dragon, the frame rate might tank the 40 if you're on PlayStation 4. Sometimes the game feels a little clunky, but man, is it fun. There are two main reasons why I gave Shining Resonance the number 5 spot on this list. One is I know many of you have not seen this game, and number 2 is this game, or the whole series, was mostly in Japan and wasn't really over in the States, so this one is honestly kind of special, and it's just unique. It's all based on music, so you're going to get some banger music in this game, and they all use instruments, and it's all based around that. It's definitely one of the most unique mechanical games I've ever played for action JRPGs, but it's not totally balanced, as I said earlier, so you might have some issues if you're really particular with combat systems and you have like a high tolerance, but someone like me who does have a high tolerance and is very picky had an absolute blast with this game. If you like more anime-esque stuff, like maybe some fan service, funny jokes, and just a really colorful world, Shining Resonance Reframe is an action RPG you should definitely pick up. Now, I want to see everyone who watched this video pick up all those games. Nah, I'm just kidding, but hopefully action RPG fans saw something new they might want to go pick up. I know me, myself, I'll always be looking around, wanting some games to play, some new ones, and no matter how niche or low-key a JRPG may be, if the combat system stands out to me or some mechanics from it, I'm going to talk about it. I love outlining combat systems that many people might not know. I even love talking about the ones everyone does know, so hopefully I could bring you guys guys a video that might give you some new games you could go play or show some appreciation for the games I love. If you guys enjoy my JRPG content on here, make sure to like and definitely subscribe. I got a whole bunch of videos in the works. It's been kind of a busy time in my life, so I had to get some things done, but I am working on a plethora of videos, plethora of reviews, so if you enjoyed JRPG content, definitely stick around. I appreciate everyone who always shows up and supports my content. This is basically a dream of mine that I'm trying to get going, and you guys are helping so much. So thank you guys again. I hope you guys are having a blast playing whatever game or JRPG you are. I know Xenoblade just released their DLC, so there's that. Anyways, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day. I will see you in the next video. Have a great one. Later.